Coming to Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Taking your chest over a bolster, maybe a couple of pillows. If you're pregnant, you want to prop the bolster or the pillows up with perhaps blocks to keep the spine nice and lifted. And then when you get there, place one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and start to take a nice big breath in through the nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale through the mouth, clear it out of the mouth. Couple more deep, nourishing breaths here. Slowing down the breath. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. And breathing out. Perhaps cactusing open the arms, really breathing into the chest and feeling that nice heart opening position here. Gently, when you're ready, rock to one side and push yourself up really gently, taking your bolster or pillows to one side and finding a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana. From here, we'll take our right hand to our left knee. Our left hand comes behind. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Coming back to center, keeping the right hand where it is and lifting the left arm up and over, lengthening down the left hand side of the body. Left hand to the right knee, right hand behind. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to rotate, and then again anchoring the left arm and leaning the right arm all the way up and over, breathing into the right side. Right hand comes to the mat, inhale left arm up and over, lengthen through the side body, and then take it to the other side, breathing into the rib cage, breathing into the chest. Coming back to center, crossing over your ankles and coming to an all fours position. So knees are underneath the hips and wrists are underneath the shoulders. Start to move through your cat and cow pose. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to push the mat away and round through your spine. Linking breath to movement, going at your own time. Perhaps working into the wrists, taking your fingertips to the sides of the mat, just rocking and rolling. And then just keep exploring your body. So maybe taking your hands in all sorts of directions. Fingertips can face up, palms towards the sky. And perhaps here, you might even want to tuck the toes and work into the soles of the feet, rocking forwards and backwards. So working into the wrists and into the feet. From here, place your left hand down. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky, and then thread the needle, reaching your right arm through. Option here to extend the left arm forwards, or maybe wrap it around and take a half bind. Coming into a nice open twist, breathing into the lower, the mid, the upper back. Take a nice big breath in, inhale, and exhale, sink into the pose. Slowly returning your left hand down, coming back to your all fours position. And then from here, we're going to take it to Anahatasana, so puppy pose. Perhaps taking your bolster out in front of you and supporting your chest. Maybe the forehead comes to a block or to the mat. Gently start to open up through the shoulders, through the chest. If you're really flexible, you might take your chin and your chest forwards and then look forwards. So take it to your own degree, listening to your body and modifying as you need. Take a nice big inhalation and exhale through the mouth. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly walk your hands back, come back to your all fours position, press your right hand down, inhale left arm to the sky, and then thread it through, taking your left ear to the mat. Option to extend the right arm forwards, or maybe take that half bind if you did on the other side. You can always prop your head up with a couple of pillows, finding some softness, and really finding your pose. So knowing that you don't have to look like your neighbor, It's your practice, it's your body. Try to tune in to how the pose feels rather than how it looks like, what it looks like. And then slowly in your own time, return back to center. Inhale, lift the chest, come into your cow pose, and then exhale, tuck the toes, lift your hips up and back, and find your first downward facing dog of the practice, just paddling out through the hamstrings, walking out your down dog. Nice. Option here to lift the right leg and yawn as you bend and open up through the hip. Option to lift the left leg, bending the knee, yawning open the hip if you did on the other side. So you decide, just finding some gentle movement in your down dog. And then walk your hands slightly further back, so find a short down dog. We're going to take a twist, taking our right hand to the left ankle or calf, looking through and gazing up. Lovely. And then just taking it to the other side, left hand to the right ankle or calf, gazing through, twisting out through the upper body. Slowly returning back to your downward facing dog, finding space. And then we're going to meet in a yogi squat. So option to maybe hop or step your feet to each side, taking your feet outside of the mat, so a little bit off the mat, and then we'll turn the toes out, heels in, hands pressed to the heart center, lengthen through the spine, through the crown of your head. The right arm's going to come down, the left arm's going to reach up, and then left hand comes down, right arm reaches up towards the sky. Beautiful. Coming back to center. And then slowly we'll forward fold over the legs, finding a ragdoll, taking hold of each elbow and just swaying from side to side, pouring the weight into the left foot, into the right foot. Very nice. Swaying into the hips. Slowly on your next exhalation, release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, perhaps to your blocks. Exhale, we forward fold. Nice. So option here to grab your blocks just to support your hands. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in. Breathing out. Nice. One more. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, forward fold. Releasing the hands, reaching the arms wide and up, reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samastiti. Bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly again, and then taking some nice big hip circles. Just tuning into that movement, noticing any sensations that might come up. Maybe pausing in any areas that feel a little bit tight, grounding down through the feet, and then eventually coming back to your Samastitihi, your mountain pose. We'll take a nice big breath in through the nose, inhale, and exhale, clear it out of the mouth. Inhale, bend through the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sinking into the heels, so maybe you can lift all 10 toes. The weight is drawing back, and we're reaching the arms up, squeezing the inner thighs, squeezing the glutes. Nice. You want to intensify this pose, starting to lift onto the tiptoes, lifting the heels, sinking perhaps an inch lower. From here, we're going to step the left foot back. Find your warrior one pose, Virabhadrasana A. So deep bend in the right knee as we reach the arms up and spread the fingers nice and wide. We're pressing into that back heel and really sinking low into that left knee. Lovely. Tucking your tailbone under, taking another couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, find your warrior two. So arch of the back foot is roughly in line with the front heel. And again, sinking generously into that front knee, but this time the hips are facing the left side of the mat. We're gazing over that middle finger. Inhale, reach forward, flip the palm, reverse your warrior. So same legs as warrior 2. Option to reach the left hand around and take a half bind. Option to lift the right heel, really pressing into the right toes. Nice. Take another deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly from here, right forearm to the right thigh, and then reach the left arm up and over, lengthening out through the side body, peeling open through that top hip and gazing up towards the left fingertips, pinky points down. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to the heart center, come high on the ball of the back foot and lean your weight forwards, arrow lunge. Option here to extend the arms out in front a little bit stronger. Keep pressing into the feet, activating Pada Bandha foot lock. Bring your hands to the heart center and then slowly transition into your warrior 3. Reaching the arms either side, maybe forwards, again, to strengthen the pose. Keep lifting through the chest and find your balance. Nice. From here, we'll take the right hand down. We'll reach the left arm up, finding our half moon pose. Maybe the right hand comes onto a block, maybe to the mat. If you'd like, lift your gaze towards the sky. And maybe even take your hand to the hip or reach and extend it up towards the ceiling. Yogi's choice. Nice. Take another big breath in. And then on your next exhale, slowly transition warrior 2. From here, we're going to bring the hands to the heart center and bend into our left leg, Skandasana, flexing the right foot. Lifting your chest, maybe taking your hands to the mat if you wish, or extending your right arm up towards the sky, the left hand comes down. Amazing. From here, start to swivel forwards and find your low lunge to the top of the mat. So right leg is bending. Inhale, reach your arms up above and open up your chest, really sinking into the hips. Inhale, exhale. Lovely. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, frame your front foot, slide the right leg back, and then come to your tabletop or your downward facing dog. So yogi's choice. Child's pose is always an option, so feel free to drop the knees and the hips back and take rest. So finding your resting pose, whether it's down dog, child's pose, or kneeling. Finding a few deep breaths here. Finding your focus. Slowly, we're going to come back to that yogi squat to the front of the mat, turning the toes out, heels are in. This time we're making a more active malasana, a more active yogi squat, lifting the hips off the mat and really engaging and activating our thighs. In your own time, press through your feet, lift all the way up, and then bend the knees, Utkatasana, as you exhale. So finding our chair pose, option here again to lift the heels as we squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs. Finding that heat, that fire in our practice. Step the right foot back and find your warrior 1 on the left hand side, bending into the left knee and extending through the arms. Really sink into the hips, again tucking the tailbone under, so lifting the hip points towards the ribs and pressing into that front foot, pressing into the back heel, and then as you exhale, find your warrior 2, extending and expanding through the arms. So it's super active. You might wish to turn your gaze to the back and just make sure that back arm is in line with the front. Stay here for a couple more breaths. And then on your next inhale, reach forward, flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Option to take those same variations as we did on the other side. So maybe reaching the right arm around and taking a half bind, maybe lifting that front heel to activate the front foot. Nice. Pause here, breathing in, breathing out. Slowly take your left forearm to your left thigh, reach the right arm up and over your ear, gazing up, peeling that top hip back and finding your extended side angle. In your own time, bring your hands to your heart, swivel onto the ball of the back foot, arrow lunge, option to extend the arms either side of your ears, reaching forwards. Quite a powerful pose here, so stay strong, use your Ujjayi breath, and then slowly bring your hands to your heart and transition into your warrior 3, lifting the chest. Option to extend your arms out like aeroplane wings, or maybe reach them forwards and find a really strong warrior 3, reaching the arms forwards, finding your focus. Slowly transition into your half moon, sending the left hand down, maybe onto a block or to the mat. Option to turn your gaze. You can of course bring the right hand to your top hip or keep it extending up towards the sky. Wherever you are, flex that back foot and activate the inner thigh, and then slowly send it back to your warrior 2. So transition as lightly as you can. Hands to your heart, bend into the right leg, Skandasana. Option to take your hands to the mat, maybe take the right hand down and reach the left arm up. Very nice. Start to face forwards, bending into the left leg, dropping into your Anjanasana, your low lunge, opening up your chest, breathing into the heart space. You might wish to cactus the arms. Inhale and exhale. Slowly take your hands to the mat, step back, tabletop, down dog, maybe it's a child's pose, modifying your practice and just listening to what you need. We'll all meet in a child's pose in your own time. Option here to take your bolster and bend the elbows, sending the prayer behind the head, just opening up through the upper arms. But take your variation. Really tune in and observe what you need during this practice. Slowly we're going to start to lift all the way up and extend our legs out long, coming into a dragonfly pose. So taking our right hand down, lifting the left arm up and over, side bend. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over, side bending into the body, and then walking your hands forwards. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. So coming into these more yin-like postures, feel free to round the spine, drop your head, and just breathe into the hamstrings, breathe into the inner thighs. Maybe you feel this in the lower back. So observing and maybe modifying by using props. So quite a nice option here to take a block underneath the forehead. Maybe it's a couple of pillows if you're practicing at home. Slowing down the breath now as we move towards the end of our practice. We're going to take a pigeon pose facing the back of the mat, so bending into the left knee. Inhale, lift your chest, maybe take a block underneath that left glute, and then exhale as you forward fold. Really nice option is to place something underneath your forehead, or if it's available, you can take your forehead to the mat. Again, losing the Ujjayi breath, deepening your breath, but without any strong sense of control. So just allow a natural breath to come into the body now. Softening the shoulders, softening the jaw. Inhale, start to lift your chest, swivel to the side of your mat, bring your feet together, knees wide, and we'll come into Baddha Konasana, forward folding. Option here to thread your arms through, coming into a turtle pose, rounding through the spine. So either Baddha Konasana or turtle pose, you decide. Again, tuning into what you need, tuning in to your body and modifying your practice based on the feeling rather than what it looks like. Lovely. From here, we'll bend into the right leg, facing the front of the mat this time. So modifying, maybe taking a block underneath that right glute. And then inhale, take a nice lift through the chest. And exhale, forward fold over that right shin. Again, softening into the pose, slowing down your breath without too much control. Just coming into a more restorative state, switching on our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest. In your own time, find a comfortable seated position at the front of your mat. Close down the eyes and observe how you feel. Inhale, reach your prayer up above. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a moment to acknowledge the time, the energy that you've put into your practice, this newfound sense of calm and clarity. And then bring that into the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.